As far as being positive goes, I'm very positive. That is why I do what I do, why I continue my efforts to wake up the slumbering masses, that we can salvage the situation, that all hope is not lost. Speaking out on a plethora of evils we face, promoting the truth, the light, while exposing the darkness. It just doesn't get much more positive than being on the side of truth and light during a time of darkness. I plan to stand before my Creator one day, face to face, and I won't be explaining why I didn't stand up for what's right, as many will be. What will they say, I often wonder? That it wasn't convenient at the time? Or I knew what was going on, but wouldn't dare stick my neck out 1 inch, fearing backlash or embarrassment? Or I was too busy acquiring more and more meaningless material stuff? American Idol was on, or Dancing with the Stars, or The Game. I was too busy flailing around in my self-indulgence, excuses, ignorance, and cowardice.
All right, we're going to change Brian's blog to Brian's Tirade, and we're going to come back with John Vishon for Immigration Control, and after that we will go to your phone calls. Be back in just a few.
Are you sprucing up your house? Need a new faucet?
I want to thank you for joining us again today. And to start, I just want to commend you on your new video. So go ahead and bring us up to date with what is happening with Americans for Immigration Control.
Well, we're doing what we can to bring about reform of our broken immigration system. We are working to promote passage of the SAVE Act, which would require businesses to use the E-Verify system. This system would enable businesses to determine which of their employees are legal and which are illegal. And this is very, very necessary to bring about enforcement of our immigration laws. Because for a long time, companies have not really had a good way of determining the status of the people that they hire. But this would give them that ability and would help immensely to bring about enforcement of our immigration laws.
So this bill is in the Congress but hadn't been voted on yet, is that correct?
That's right. It's authored by North Carolina's Heath Shuler. It's the designation is H.R. 4088. The trouble is that the Pelosi Democrats don't want this to pass. The Democrats, many of them, want to keep the gates wide open so more illegal aliens will come in, and they hope to give them amnesty, and they hope that they will register as Democrats and increase the clout of the Democrat Party. I'm not just condemning Democrats. I mean, there are many Republicans who see illegal immigration as a way to provide cheap labor for the businesses that give them contributions. So we've got a bipartisan sellout going on in this country.
I wanted to get you to comment in your video. You showed it very plainly, and we've been reporting on it here. The Mexican military incursions at our southern border. Could you tell our listeners a little bit about what's going on there? I'm appalled. I'm disgusted. I think that everyone in America should stand up, and we should put a stop to this immediately.
Absolutely. According to the Department of Homeland Security, there have been more than 200 incursions of Mexican police and military onto U.S. territory in the past 10 years. On our film, we have footage of Mexican soldiers crossing the border and opening fire on American civilians. They were trying to kill these people. I mean, they managed to get away, but before they started to turn to flee, they filmed these soldiers, and you can see them marching in formation. They have their weapons, and then you can hear the audio of their shots. I mean, this man said that it was the most frightening experience in his entire life, and I can really believe that. The thing is, what we have shown this film to members of Congress and to their staffs, and we have said to them, this is the reason why we need to put troops on our border. For a long time, people have said, well, we shouldn't put the troops on the border because that's a civilian sphere. However, when foreign troops are coming into our territory, if we're not going to use the military to stop that, we might as well not have a military.
Why do you suppose, I mean, obviously our federal government is lax and too sorry to do what's right. Why do you think the states themselves don't take action on the southern border?
Well, to a certain extent, some of the states are. For example, Arizona passed a pretty good law that requires companies doing business with the state to use the E-Verify system, and has passed legislation to cut off welfare benefits to illegal aliens. And as a consequence, a number of the illegal aliens in Arizona are moving out of the state. I talked to a man there yesterday, and he told me about this. Unfortunately, the business interests in that state are trying to put an initiative on the ballot in November that would weaken this law, and we're going to try to fight that. But the states are doing some good things. I mean, Washington is stalemated now, but at the state and local level, we are seeing some good things. But the powers that want illegal immigration are trying to stop it there as well.
Good morning, Mr. Vincent. This is Brian.
Hello.
I've heard reports and seen pictures of billboards all around Los Angeles stating that Los Angeles is Mexico. Do you know anything about that, sir?
Yeah, there was a billboard that was up there a while back. It might have been taken down, but it was saying that Los Angeles, this is Mexico, or something like that. Thing is, I mean, this is just one of many, many signs that we are losing our sovereignty in the Southwest, I think. It shows a shifting mentality. There was a soccer game out there a few years back, and when the American flag was shown, most of the crowd began booing. I mean, apparently they weren't very friendly to our country, even though they were in our country.
In your video, you go into detail on the illegal immigration taking place at Mona Island from Cuba into Puerto Rico. I think our listeners would probably be unaware of this information. Could you give us a little information on that?
Well, we have the what they call the wet foot, dry foot policy. That is, if a Cuban can get 1 foot on American territory, then he can stay here and also get public benefits. And in our film, we show a boatload of them coming on to Mona Island. Mona Island is a very small island off the coast of Puerto Rico, but it's part of Puerto Rico and therefore American territory. So once they get there, they're home free. I think this is just ridiculous. I mean, we had the policy allowing Cubans to come here during the Cold War, but the Cold War is over, and I don't think they should be getting special treatment anymore.
And there's some information that once they get here, they get as much as $9,000 in cash and free health care. Isn't that true?
That's what we were told in Washington, yes.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable.